Hi Taurus, welcome to your new love reading 14. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below, as well as the recommend a reader shout out, which goes to a new image. Love and support to her. Check her out, show her some love and support. This is intended to be a romantic love reading, but it may resonate in other areas of your life. This also could be a new development in a current situation. All right, Taurus, what do we got here? Taurus for your new love. Queen of Pentacles, that could be Capricorn. Nice. All right. 8 of Cups. No, there it is. The World. The Fool. Good gracious. Ace of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Cups. Oh, okay. So, let me get what we're dealing with here. 3 threes. Holy cow. Oopsie. 1, 2, 3. King of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles. All right, we're suited here. There's a bond here. I got a bond. This could be Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. Gemini, Virgo, or Aries. So we've got a unified love here. We got a bonded pair here. What's this 8 of Cups? You're going to have to offer the olive branch here. And you might surprise yourself and be up for it. But this is someone that I think they're wanting to come back. And you two are going to have to rediscover each other, honestly. Taurus, you got someone coming back in. You could have been in separation with a marital part, like a spouse or a longtime companion, significant other, and they're coming back in. And this is about you two relearning each other. This 8 of Cups. But you're going to have to offer the olive branch. You're going to have not offer the olive branch. This is going to be you having to come around to their offered olive branch. It's this 8 of Cups. I think you two have been apart enough, and they're like, all right, we need to figure this out. This is very similar to, I think it was either Aries or Virgo. Huh. Interesting. All right, so we got Gemini, Virgo, or Aries. Okay, Gemini, Virgo, or Aries. What's this world? Knight of Swords. That could be Aquarius. What's this Fool card about? The Devil. That could be Capricorn. Ace of Pentacles. The Emperor. That could be Aries. All right, what's this 3 of Pentacles about? Here's the thing. You're going to need a minute. Because this is all fine and dandy, but you're like, we kind of been through it. You're going to need to give me a minute coming out of this. What's this 3 of Pentacles? This is very similar. I can't remember what the sign was of 2 of Pentacles. I don't know if I feel like they're going to need to give you some time. Because for them, this is going to be their return or their olive branch extending might be unexpected and out of the blue. And you're like, I'm going to need some more time here. I don't know if 1, we can start again, and 2, we can't go back to what we were or what we were doing. There has to be things done differently. We have to do things differently. We have to relearn each other. There's going to be a learning curve here. And it looks like you do, but you're keeping them. It looks like you reconsider, but it's not going to be like instantaneous. You're still wanting, it's almost like, this is like an example. It feels like you two are living separately and they get this wild hair and they're like, you know what, it's time. We've had enough time apart. We need to figure this out. And you're like, I kind of like this newfound independence. I'm going to need some time and you're going to have to get to know me again. I'm going to have to get to know you again. And I want to do it from a happy place right here. I don't want to be in a communal living situation with you right now. I still want to do my own thing. And we're going to have to figure it out with me over here for right now. When it comes time for us to move back in or be communal again, okay. But right now, we got to do the figuring out from me over here and you over there, because I don't want to get back into the same situation we were in. I don't know. I just don't know what I want. I will start with coffee or what, you know what I mean? But it's like, I'm not moving back in. We're not going to combine accounts again. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. This is different. It needs to be different. And we need to learn differently. We need to learn each other differently. And we need to learn how to do this differently. And it's going to depend. You're going to have to set the tone because they I don't know that they see it as big of a problem as you do. I think because they're expecting much more immediacy. I don't think they get the gravity or just the depth of like, okay, this just was not working. It's not as easy as you coming back in and saying you're sorry, or you coming back in and going, hey, about that, let's just bury the hatchet and this and that. It's not as easy as that. All right, what else for? The thing is, there's still, okay, well, express your sensuality. There's still a bond here. We've still got a bond. Now that could be contractual, like marriage, but it still feels like there's a connection here. You just don't know if it can be repaired. You just don't know if it's worth the new beginning. And it's going to be, it's kind of a tall order, just because you're going to have to set the tone and the pace, because this person's kind of not, it's not that they're black or white. They just, again, are kind of like, well, let's just do this, or they're kind of impatient. And you've got this newfound independence where you're like, I kind of like this. Like, I want to stay over here and I'll meet with you, but I want my own space. I want me. I want to stay me. So there's going to be some boundaries needing to be set up. And they're going to have to abide by those boundaries that you set up, because this isn't going to be, again, an overnight thing. This is going to be something where you're going to have to work up to figuring out if you want to. And you might, I can't get a lock on the date. I don't know how long you're going to keep them at arm's length. This is kind of up in the air. I mean, it looks like you at least are willing to talk and meet up and discuss, but as far as reconciliation, it could go either way. This is newfound freedom and sensuality and enjoying your own space and your own time and your own projects and your own stuff. This is, you're not really eager to get back to the way it was, especially if we're talking about, someone who is kind of unaware of how not good it was. You're like, I don't want to be alone in seeing this as being unhealthy. There were issues for me. If I wasn't happy, how could you have been? Like, we need to talk about this. Or maybe you decide it's not worth talking about, because you're like, if I have to explain why I was unhappy or how I wasn't, the fact that you didn't feel that, like, I don't know if that's worth it to me to have to go into depth about what and why and how. I don't know if I want to teach you that. There's enough of a learning curve here, relearning each other and learning how to be. The fact that you have to explain your feelings to someone that you've been married to or in a close companionship with, the fact that they didn't know you, either you were keeping that side of yourself from them, but more likely they just kind of were oblivious and there was this one-sidedness. Like there might have been some selfishness on their part. So they need to, I don't know. It's a tall order, because you can't sit there and advocate for yourself like, okay, you need to know feelings and understand. That only goes so far, because if someone isn't intuitively plugged into you, they don't care about you and value and know your cues and know you and learn you, it's exhausting having to advocate for your value. Or, I'm feeling stressed out. You should know that makes me feel stressed out, or I'm feeling like we need this or that or whatever. For someone to be so one note about something, it's like, yeah. I don't know, Taurus. This could go either way. It looks like you consider it, but maybe you just keep them at arm's length. At least for the month of Earth, we got the Pentacles here, we got the Magician. This is figuring it out, weighing, buying yourself some more time thinking about things. Not too sure about, you're wanting to buy some more time because you're not too sure about moving back in. You're not too sure about rejoining. I think it's concerning that the depth of what has transpired is lost on them, that you would have to explain what you feel and why. That's kind of concerning, which is almost like someone going, okay, we've been apart long enough, let's do this. Well, why? Possibly because you did and provided a lot for them, and they're kind of missing the life they had with you. It could very well be that they're missing that security and stability. Could be. Either way, is about you not committing to anything and taking your time and deciding and weighing the options. Two of Pentacles. Plus for Taurus. Yep. Time that you have spent together needs to be examined. This person needs to give you more time. You need more time. You spent a lot of it together. You weren't happy. You've just found this newfound freedom and what you like, some hobbies, how you want to spend your time. The simple pleasure of a a tea, ceremony or coffee, or just enjoying quiet time and a hobby or just whatever, you're kind of getting back into that and you're liking it, and you want to preserve that. And that's this person. I think the fact that you would prefer that over rejoining or reconciliation says a lot. They need to quite possibly step up and do a lot more to understand where you're coming from. Okay. This feels very Mercury retrograde-ish, or Venus retrograde-ish, not Mercury retrograde. Venus retrograde-ish. This feels like this is a lot heavier than just a love reading. You know what I mean? This has got some history to it, and someone's coming back in to see about the chances for you two working it out. They're sincere, but there's not a lot of depth there with the offer, because I don't think they quite get it. And for this to even have a chance, they need to spend a little more time thinking about your side of things and what you went through. And it's one thing to tell them and they get it, and there's an epiphany and a deeper understanding, which leads to intimacy and trust and rebuilding. And it's another thing to have to advocate for your worth and value and go and be frustrated because someone just doesn't understand you. That's not worth it. This will be for you to decide, though. You've been thinking about it a lot, but I think this is about you kind of enjoying your newfound position on things. And there's going to have to be this, if I be so bold, I don't think you're going to make it easy. I think they're going to have to earn their way back. And even then, you're going to take it day by day. You're not willing to give any quarter because you're really wanting to preserve who you are. Quite possibly because a lot of that was given away, or the relationship was at the expense of you and your hobbies and your time and your things like that. So, Taurus. So this is like a newfound condition, because this is about, are we on the same page or not? Like, there's a bond here, but it's like, is it worth continuing with this? Because are we on the same page? It can't be just one-sided about them anymore. There's got to be value for you too and your contribution and all that, Of course you do. Of course you know. Sure. What else for Taurus? I feel like I started off saying, oh gosh, this is a bond, now it's like, whoa, take your time, mate. There's no rush here. You need to take this slow. They need to relearn you. They need to learn you, perhaps. Maybe they need to just learn you. After all this time, maybe they need to fully understand your side of things. For Taurus, I don't think they're bad. I just think that it's almost like they got used to things being a certain way, and that was fine for when you guys started out, but then things progressed, and it's like somewhere you got kind of lost and they stopped seeing you at the same time. And you're like, look, I am the backbone of this relationship. I make sure the trains run on time. Not like that, but it's almost like you were taken for granted a lot, and that became the default. Like that was just how things ran, and you're like, no, whoa, I don't want to do that. I didn't sign up for that. If you did, you shouldn't. This needs a revamping and re-examination for it to work, especially on your person's part. They need to be more in tune with you. Okay, so where is it? 9 of Swords reversed, yay. King of Pentacles, King of Cups. So that's Pisces. So 9 of Swords reversed. Okay, I like it. And King of Cups. So this is you coming out of the fog, the haze, the anxiety. This is you looking at things realistically, and being compassionate and receptive to somebody's offer. Could be dealing with Pisces, but at the same time, you're not acting on it and you're not investing emotionally in it. This is you preserving your time and your space and who you are, and looking at things from that perspective. This is you not rushing into anything. This is you not making any decisions right now. You're going to see what you want and how you feel. And the focus is on what you need and what you want, and if you feel right about this. And if you want to return to the role of a partner with this person. This is not, you're not deciding anything. This is just someone extending an offer. And for you, at least for the Tauruses I'm reading for, is spent mulling it over and thinking it over. But definitely not wanting to return if things were to stay the same. But you're wondering if it's like, you know what? Do I give them the chance to make it up to me? That's what number's about for you. Because you're really loving your newfound space. All right. Okay. All right, Taurus. Thank you for stopping by. Much love to you. I do appreciate it. I hope Sometimes I say I hope that you and your person work it out. I really hope that you get this. You're able to preserve the space and time needed to think about if you want to continue with this. This where you are feels really good because it feels like everything is your own and you're under yourself and there's this self-sufficiency and you like it and you found hobbies and friends and all this, and I like that. So I hope that you're able to look at this from that lens and preserve you and take the time that you need to figure out what your next moves are with this, because you're in a good spot here and I just don't want that jeopardized. Okay, all right. Okay. Thank you for stopping by, and I wish you luck with this, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Happy number to you if you celebrate. Happy holidays. I hope you enjoy the festivities, and I hope to see you soon. I hope to see you soon. Take care.